everyone. Welcome to the e-learning of IT for the 12th standard. In last lecture we have discussed about a meta tag and what is use of meta tag. So today we are going to start with a new topic, that is CSS in HTML5. What is full form of CSS? Yes, it is cascading style sheet. CSS describes how the HTML elements are to be displayed on the screen or in any media. That means the different HTML elements that we use in a program to be displayed on a web page, how those elements will actually appear, will actually look, that can be well described with the help of CSS. How? That means you can specify a background color, background image, or a font weight, border, margin, and in this way you can specify how those elements will actually look on the screen. CSS saves a lot of work. How? That means suppose you want to format a certain number of web pages in a website. So you can create a single CSS file, that is cascading style sheet file. You can give all formatting features within that file, and you can give a link of that file to the different web pages. And in this way, by writing a single file, you can give the same formatting features to the different web pages. So there is no need to write the n number of code to the different web pages. So your work will get somehow reduced, and that's why the CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at the once. That means you can specify a margin, you can specify a border, and in this way you can control the multiple web pages within a website by a single file, that is CSS file. So suppose you have created a single CSS file for different web pages. You link that file, CSS file, to the different web pages, and then all effects specified within that CSS file will get applied to those all web pages. And in this way, you can control the multiple web pages all at the once. Now suppose you have created a CSS file and you have specified a background color, border, text alignment, text color to that web page. Now suppose you want to change that look for all web pages, then there is no need to write or to make change in every web page, but instead of that you can only change the source code given in you have specified in a CSS file. That is, suppose you want to change a background color, then you have to change that property background color to the specified color, different color, and that change will get applied to the all web pages. That is, you can control the look and feel of several pages by changing the single source using CSS. So in this way the CSS can be used in the HTML file. So next, CSS syntax. So we have used how the CSS is useful, or how we can use it, but to have actual its use you have to understand what is syntax of CSS. So CSS rule set contains a selector and declaration box. So CSS rule set means how the CSS syntax is, or how the CSS is written. So for that we have to understand what is selector and declaration block. So here see the example h1. H1 is nothing but a tag. Okay, so h1, then curly bracket open, color. Color is nothing but here a property. That is, you can specify a color of text with the help of this property color. Then which color is to be applied to the text, that is given by a value to that color property. So here yellow is the value provided to the color property. Then you can specify more than one effects within a single element. So here to separate the two effects, you have to use a semicolon. So by specifying a semicolon, you can separate the property and values. So second property use is a font size. Font size, after that again a colon, and you can specify the size of font. So here 11 px, px stands for a pixels. So h1 is the selector and the code content within a curly bracket start and curly bracket close is the declaration block. Within a declaration block, you have to specify the different properties and the values related to that properties. To separate the two properties from each other, you have to use a semicolon for that. So in this way you can write a CSS. So this is a CSS rule set. It contains a selector and declaration block. Selector is nothing but any tag that is used in a HTML. It can be h1, p tag, body tag. So in this way any tag can be a selector. Next, a selector. Selector indicates the HTML element you want to style. So HTML element is nothing but any tag, that is h1 tag, body tag, p tag, any other tag can be used. Then next, second part of the CSS is a declaration block. So declaration block contains one or more declarations, and one or more declarations are separated by a semicolon. So see here an example, h1 is the selector, curly bracket start and curly bracket close. Within that a declaration block is mentioned. So here color property colon value is pink. To separate two declarations we use a semicolon. Font size is again a property 11px. 11px is a value specified to the font size. Next, declaration block. So syntax, in general terms we can write a syntax of CSS as a selector. Selector is nothing but any tag, curly bracket open. You can specify the property 1. It can be any property as like a color, font size, text alignment, background color, background image. In this way you can specify any property, then colon and give the value of that property. Okay, then to separate two or more declarations we use a semicolon, that is semicolon, after that property number 2 colon value 2. Again if you want to specify one more property, then you have to use here again a semicolon, then property 3 colon and value 3, then close the curly bracket. See here example, h1 is the selector, color is the property, pink is the value of that property. To separate two properties we use a semicolon, font size colon 11px is the value of font size and curly bracket close. So this is how the CSS is written. So there are two declarations here, see color and font size. So two declarations are given here, color and font size. These are nothing but the properties, and yellow and 11px are nothing but the values specified to those properties. So each declaration contains a property name and a value, and those property and values are separated by a colon, that is property, then colon and then value. So what is property? Property is a type of attribute of HTML element. It can be any, that is color, border, text alignment, margin, border, or background color. In this way any property will be there. And value is nothing but values are assigned to the CSS properties. If it is a color, value will be a color name. If it is a font size, it will be a value, numerical value in some pixels. You can use a property background color, then you have to use a color name as a value. If it is a background image, then you have to specify the path of the image, that will be a value to the background image. So in this way you can specify declaration block which contains property and values. So different CSS properties are there which can be used in a program. So see here, first is a color property. Color property changes the color of text. You can specify a value to this property color as a color name. So in last example we have seen color property is used and the color name pink or yellow that has been given to it. So see here h1 color is maroon. So in this way you can use this property. Similarly, background color is used to specify a background color. Font weight is used to bold a text. That is, you can use a value as a bold, or you can specify a font weight in numbers as like 100, 200, etc. See here, example is also given. Then next is font style. Font style is used to italicize the text. That is, you can specify the font style as a italic. By setting such a property, your text will get italic, or you can specify oblique or normal as well. Then text decoration property is there. Text decoration property is used to add a strike through marks. Strike through is used by giving a value line through to the text decoration property. That is text decoration colon line through. Then that horizontal line will be there on your text. That is, it will look as like it is a rough. Then you can specify underline by giving a value as a underline. See here, example, text decoration colon underline. So underline will be there to your text. Then overstrike, that is, you can give a line over your text by using a overline property. Text decoration property by specifying the overline value. If you want to remove underlines from the link, then you can use a value none. See here, text decoration colon none. Here for a tag it is used. See, for the a tag the underline is there, then you can give that line of link from that text by using a none value for text decoration. See, these are the properties and these are the values. So next property is a text align property. So text align property is used to control the horizontal alignment of any block level text that is used in a web page. Okay, that is used in a web page. So you can specify text align as a left, right, center or justify. So for suppose H1 tag, you can use H1, then curly bracket open, text align colon center. Center is the value. Okay. Next property is a font family. So font family is used to control the fonts. That is, you can give a font name by using this property. So any font can be given here to this property. Next one is the font size that we have seen in an example. So font size can be used to control the size of font. It can be given in a pixels, inches, cm or pt. So you can use any of these measure. So p font size colon numerical value. Here we have used a px, that is pixels. You can use in cm or pt as well. Then letter spacing. You can specify a horizontal spacing between different characters of text by specifying this property. So see here, example is given. Then next property is a padding. So this property is used when you want to add a blank spaces around the content of elements. So that can be given with the help of pixels. So h1 padding colon 30 px. So it will add some blank spaces between around the content. Then next property is the border. That is, you can add a border to your web page elements, and you can specify how the border should look there. That is by using solid, double, group, reach, inset, outset, dotted or dash. So by specifying any one of these values, certain type of border will get appear on the screen for the elements. Then next property is the background image. So you can add a background image to your web page by using this property. So how to use that property value you use is URL, and in bracket you have to specify the path of the image. Then next is the margin left. So it sets the margin area on the left side of the element. Again it can be used with the different measures like px, pt, cm, etc. So in this way you can specify such a different properties for the different elements. So you can use all these properties and give the appropriate values for that, and you can see how those all properties actually get works. So next topic is the types of CSS. So there are three types of CSS. First one is inline style sheet. Second one is embedded, or we can say it is a internal CSS. And the third type is the external CSS. So you can use these different types of CSS to apply to the HTML elements. So first type is the inline style sheet. Inline style sheet uses the style attribute in the HTML start tag. That means to the any element or any tag we want to apply a styles. Within that, a style is used as a attribute. That is, style attribute is added within that tag. Inline CSS is used to apply a CSS on a single line or element. That is, it can apply to the specified element or tag only. For example, see here p tag is used. Within a p tag, style attribute is added here, and style is equal to, then you have to use a double quotes, and within that you can specify the different styling features. So here color colon blue, again you can use, after the semicolon you can use any another property like a text align. You can specify the text align as, like, suppose text align colon center. So in this way you can apply the different styles to the single tag or single HTML element. So it is applied on a single line or single element. So in this way inline style sheet can be used. So let us see the example how inline style sheet can be applied. So for that, let us write a code for applying a styling by using inline style sheet. So here start writing a code. First, doc type, document type is HTML, then HTML tag, then end of HTML, HTML end of HTML. Then you have to use head tag, head, then end of head. Within a head tag you can specify a title to your web page. Title and end of title. So here suppose I give a title as example of inline style sheet. Example of inline style sheet. Next, close the head tag. After that, open a body tag. Suppose body tag start and then body tag end. Suppose we want to add a background color to our web page, you can specify that property within this tag. So for that you have to add a style as a attribute first. So style is equal to, value is always given in a double quotes, set of double quotes. So here body style is equal to, now you can specify a background color, background color. So background color is the property, then after that colon, then after that value, that means any color is to be provided. So suppose I write here pink. So background color colon pink. So in this way I have used a style as an attribute within this program. So this is a type of inline style sheet. So now save the program. Select your path. give the name inline.html. Then save your file. Then now you can open that file from the specified location. So here inline file has been created. Now open that file. See here a background color has been set to your web page. You can add any more features as well. Suppose you write a h1 tag, h1 then end of h1. So within a h1 tag you can use a style tag. You can use a style tag. Style is equal to, in double quotes, you can use suppose a color colon blue. So blue color will be there for a text given in a h1 tag. So specify here some text. Suppose I write a text as a good morning. Then this text will appear on a screen in a blue color. So see here color is blue. So in this way you can apply a CSS to the different elements by using a style as a attribute within that element. By that type of CSS is a inline style sheet. So in this way you can use any number of features here. You can give one more property here. Suppose I want this text at the middle of the screen. Then you can use here h1 style is equal to, I have used here semicolon to separate the two property and values, that is declaration blocks. So now text align. Text align property can be used to give a alignment feature. So save the program. I have used here value as a center. So that text will get appear in the center of the screen. So in this way inline style sheet can be used easily. Okay, so in next lecture we will discuss the remaining two types of the CSS, that is embedded or internal style sheet, and the third one is the external style sheet.